Hello, I am İsa Erbaş. I am going to talk about teaching English language through communicative activities in upper level students. This study mainly focuses on teaching and learning the English language through communicative activities and real life contexts. While well-known scholars present the communicative approach as an effective in the process of language acquisition. This study deals with the use of communicative activities in order to help students learn better the English language. These activities will help students learn in an inductive way with a focus on using English in real life situation rather than learning it in a traditional form. Firstly, we would like to ask some questions about this study. How much time from the allocated time should a teacher give to communicative activities? Which are some of the communicative activities that teachers use in the classroom? Which is the role of the text and materials in organizing communicative activities? What are students' reactions toward communicative activities? And do the students use and develop their speaking abilities outside the classroom? According to Rigits, the communicative approach is a set of principles about the goals of language teaching, how learners learn a language, the kinds of classroom activities that best facilitate learning, and the roles of teachers and learners in the classroom. Hammett claimed that this approach is not only focused on the grammatical rules of the target language, but it is focused mainly on the way that learners choose to use these rules. Learners have to develop their communicative skills by relating their structures of their target language with communication outside the classroom. The communicative approach gives also to teachers the opportunity to work with the students' meaningful tasks to create real-life situations. Another and a very important component of this approach is that it promotes students' critical and creative thinking. This means that a teacher does not use exercise related to the text and structure at once. It goes beyond this. In this approach, the teacher creates a situation that goes beyond the classroom. There are some points that the teachers need to use. Firstly, in terms of oral communication interview. In terms of interview, the students develop their language level and the way the students answer. The way they organize their ideas and the way students deal with emotions and present real-life situations. Discussions. It promotes critical thinking and to help students organize ideas. Students learn how to listen and appreciate other opinions seen from a different point of view, and students help each other learn better by completing each other's gaps of knowledge. Role plays practice that language without being interrupted and help also to be more flexible and more collaborative with their team members. This makes also them to take responsibility for their team members and for the results at the end. Each student should be responsible in order that their work to be appreciated by the audience. And group work, students reach a high academic achievement through group works. They improve their collaborative skills, and it helps them to take responsibilities, develop their critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Students learn to make decisions, empower the individual, and learn how to communicate softly for reaching a common purpose. Well, data collection analysis. Different sources such as books, articles, interviews, questionnaires, etc. was used related to communicative activities. The case study was conducted by a questionnaire of 4 English teachers of the high school and with 80 students of the 10th and 11th grade from 4 different classes. The classes were chosen randomly. The survey and interview results was analyzed in order to understand more about their expectations for the lesson, their difficulties, and their preferences during the process of learning a new language. Well, if we come to the results, we have analyzed the book life, which is at the intermediate level. So the book has considerable number of exercises related to speaking, organized as discussions, prescriptions, open-ended questions, active dialogues, and interviews. It has lots of activities about speaking, reading, writing, and listening. So we have asked some questions. For example, first one, do you think that exercise related to speaking on the textbook are enough? 3 teachers out of 4 said it's enough. The textbook has enough exercise. The second question, do you prefer working individually or in groups? We asked the students. While students' response for working individually or in groups were that 46 out of 80 students like working in groups and 39 out of 80 students prefer working individually. Even Y students have a good relationship with their classmates. Do you like participating in communicative activities? Was another question. 67 students said they like to take part in communicative activities. All the teachers claim that grouping students help them learn better and they organize often group work. Interviews and role plays, they claim that they sometimes organize, while a discussion is always part of their lesson. The teachers say that the students like to participate in these activities. Some of the challenges they encounter are to deliver ideas and organize their ideas, dictation, and timing. Some other challenges are problems talking before the audience, lack of fluency, vocabulary skills, fear of competitiveness, and fear of being judged. Well, if we just discuss through the whole study, literature review presents some of the principles of communicative approach and working with tasks that present real-life situations. The textbook that is analyzed is Life, and it is a book that is focused mainly on speaking exercises and also exercises integrated with other skills such as reading, writing, and listening. Types of exercises are like describing the pictures, discussions, interviews, and questions that promote critical thinking. Also, another important thing is that very often it is required that students work in groups. Topics of the book are very interesting. It gives the opportunity that students give examples from their daily life. Students also claim that the reason why they study the English language were not just their grades, but they studied it in order to be able to communicate and to form their knowledge, so they have intrinsic motivation. If we compare the difficulties with communicative activities and the positive effective of communicative activities, in terms of difficulties with communicative activities, their classmates' bad behavior, problems with public speaking, problems with English and organizational ideas, shyness. The students are shy. Shy students cannot talk fluently. They are afraid of being listened. Lack of creativity. They have emotions. The interaction with other members of the group. Well, these are the difficulties that students have while they have communicative activities. What about the positive effective of communicative activities? They know each other better. They feel encouraged to do new things. They improve their speaking skills and training. It has a lot of interaction between students and the teacher, and also students with their classmates. It helps them to improve their public speaking skills, and they build confidence, and it becomes less tiring. So we would like to recommend here about the communicative activities. Students learn and practice it in meaningful tasks and real-life situations, so that teachers should organize always communicative activities such as discussion, role plays, and interviews. Teachers should be very careful on choosing the topics of their interest and their authentic tasks while organizing communicative activities. The data collected by the survey shows that students like to have part of communicative activities such as interviews, role plays, and discussions part of their lesson. Students claim that through these types of activities, they practice the English language and they learn it better and in an entertaining way. Students think that by these activities, it helps them to be more socializing, and it helps them to speak without fear and emotions in front of an audience. As a result, they will be more confident. Teachers also claim that communicative activities were part of their lesson plan and they focus on these activities. Students like to participate in these activities, and some of the challenges were public speaking, delivering ideas, timing, lack of fluency, fear of competition, and fear of being judged. Well, when we give them communicative activities, we shouldn't judge the students. We should let them be free. We let them make mistakes, and we need to motivate them not just by judging, by encouraging them.